Hi Cancer, welcome to your month ahead Taroscope with me, Raphael from Reydiant Reality for April 2020. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. If you haven't already, please don't forget to like, share, and if you should so choose and it resonates, hit that subscribe button. If you are already a continued subber, you know I love you for it. Please, 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 if you are not a subscriber, please hit that subscribe button. If you know somebody that watches my channel or would like to watch my channel but hasn't subscribed yet, please get them to click subscribe. I'm so close to the 50k mark, I can absolutely taste it. And when I get to 50k, there's going to be a huge announcement. So with that said, I would like to bless all of my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance, and I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So let's have a look, see what the month ahead has in store for you, my dear lunar brothers and sisters, for your month ahead. Okay, that's enough. All right, for the actions and interactions with the world at large, we've got the 10 of Cups. This is a beautiful card in and of itself, right? So your actions and interactions with the world at large, this is what you do. It's your path forward. It's the actions that you take or the steps that you take on your path ahead through life. Now, your 10 of Cups isn't just about wish fulfillment. It's not just about emotional contentment. It's also about material, financial stability and security. And the fact that you've got this in your actions and your path, this is about what you're chasing now. This is about what is important to you above all else. This is about you saying, you know what? I want to provide a safe space for myself and for my people, whoever they might be. For some of you, this might look like considering to buy land. For some of you, this might be saying to yourself, you know what, I'm done with renting. I'm now going to buy a place of my own. This is about you reaching out to make some sort of long-term commitment for yourself and for your family or for your significant other or your partner or your people, like whoever they might be. This also says that this month you're going to be seeking to rectify the imbalance in your finances. So this is about you saying to yourself, right, what can I do to earn more money? If this looks like upskilling or going back to school in some way, shape or form, no problem. It's kind of like you've found what you're fixated on now. And it looks like some form of security or stability for yourself and for your loved ones. That's a very Cancerian trait anyway, right? But your 10 of Cups, this is about creating it. It's about making it real in your actions and interactions with the world at large. This is about you saying that is the goal, and anything else that comes at me or happens in life is secondary to the goal. It's like you're saying this is the priority, and the chances are that this centers around an actual home. If you already own your own home, this is about you getting to a point where you no longer have a mortgage. It's kind of like, I feel like a lot of Cancerians are now like, right, okay, what is really important? Let's chuck out everything else that isn't. And this is about you saying, you know what, from here on in, I want to be surrounded by natural things and people. I want to be surrounded by nature, but also I want to be in a position where I'm not beholden to anybody, whether that looks like a landlord or whether it looks like your mortgage company. This is about you saying, right, from here on in, I'm going to do whatever I can to make sure that I am more independent than I've ever been before. And that independence isn't about, you know, just me, myself and I. It's about being independent from the system or the nanny state, like whatever you want to call it. For your money and materials, you have the 2 of Cups. This bodes very well for relationships of all kinds, especially when it comes to collaborations that could be very lucrative. It looks like this month you are figuring out who you want to work with, figuring out what you want to study, figuring out what you're willing to spend the money on, or where you're willing to put the finances, or where you're willing to put the You know, it's kind of like you're saying, you know what, I know I'm going to have to spend money, but I want to make sure that what I spend it on is truly worth what I'm putting in. This looks really great. For those of you that are partnered, your collective financial pot is about to increase. Even for those of you that are single, it looks like your financial increase comes in line with or in response to a connection or a collaboration with somebody else. It does look like there's I mean, look at this. You've got the two best cups cards aside from the 9, right, that you could ask for. And the 2 of Cups, what's the beauty of the 2 of Cups? It has the potential. It's the connection that has the potential to become the 10 of Cups. I mean, look at that. It's beautiful. And you've got these right next to each other. The way forward, the way for creating more money, more finances for yourself is collaborate. That is where you're going to find your strength this month, and really connecting to like-minded people. That's what you're going to need to focus on this month. All right, for your communications and conversations, you've got the Justice card, or the Standing Stone in this. This is about you talking about your commitments. For a lot of you, you could be having talks about a relationship, talks about a partnership, talks about a financial collaboration or partnership. Now, your Justice card is ruled by Libra. Right, so this does ask you to look at all of the facts, to gather all of the information before you sign your name to anything, before you step forward. Obviously, you know, I say obviously, but you know, there's still, you know, you hear horror stories of people and you think to yourself, like, did they not, you know, before they went ahead with any of this, did they not stop and think like, maybe not? I mean, I don't know, you know, but for me, whenever I see the Justice card, especially when it comes to communications and conversations, whatever it is that you're stepping forward on, make sure that you have it in writing. Whatever you are promised or offered this month, make sure you have it in writing. It looks like you are talking about a big commitment. It looks like you're talking about some sort of bigger financial commitment, which is great, right? There's nothing wrong with that at all. The only thing that I will say to you is just make sure that the paperwork is correct, make sure it's all in the right place, make sure it is all above board. You know, that's what you're being asked to do more than anything else. But communication looks like it's harmonious this month. It looks like everybody that's involved in whatever projects you're working on or with, they want to be there. They want to be a part of this. You know, there's nobody that's just there for whatever they can get. Like, they're there because they want to be there, right? It means something to them. For your heart and half, you have the 3 of Wands. These are gorgeous cards. This looks like a big expansion of the family in some way, shape or form. So for some of you, this could be about an engagement. It could be deciding to get married, or it could be about deciding to start a family. For those of you that are partnered, it does definitely look like you guys are either thinking about that international move, maybe moving abroad, or maybe moving to a different province of the country that you're in. It looks like the current climate, well, not even looks like, for me, what I'm starting to understand about the current climate is it's forcing people to really look at what they actually want, what really resonates with me, where do I want to go from here, what is authentically an expression of who I am. Like, if I'm honest, you know, I can share this with you guys. You're my lunar brothers and sisters, so a lot of you will resonate with what I'm about to say, and some of you might be thoroughly repulsed by it, but whatever, I don't care. This is me. For me, right, even when I was younger, I used to say I just want a nice house on a piece of land that's big enough to have my own goats, my own cows, my own chickens, and that's me, happy days. I'll grow my own fucking veg. I've got my chickens there for my eggs. I've got my, you know what I mean? Like, I've always had this idea of just living completely self-sustainable, like away from the maddening crowd. And maybe that's the mystic, or you know, maybe that's the mystic in me, that I've always needed peace. I've always needed that relative peace and quiet. Don't get me wrong, I like to go out and socialise. I like to spend time with people. You know, I'll even party when I feel the mood. But I need to be able to retreat to the Cancer Cave, right? SMG, I see you. You know, me and my friend affectionately call it, you know, like once you've done all of that people in and stuff, you come back into your space. And for me, I always had this idea that that's what I wanted. You know, I just wanted a nice house that was separate from all of the you know, I'll milk my own cows and goats. I'll make my own cheese. You know, but yeah, sorry, I'm getting completely off topic. But your Three of Wands is about the expansion of what you have as a vision. So this could be the expansion of your family, maybe deciding to start a family, maybe deciding to make that commitment to say, look, you know what, we're going to get married, we're going to fuse the families that we have. For those of you that are seeing each other and have more than, you know, if you've got kids each, this is about saying, yeah, you know what, we're going to fuse our families. But for a lot of you, it does look like you're deciding to move. You're moving to somewhere else, so to speak. So let's have a look at your weeks of the month. I think that's the wrong deck. Not that there is a wrong deck, but you know what I mean. Your first week of the month, you have the Emperor right underneath the Ten of Cups. Yeah, this is you getting really very clear about what you want when it comes to your personal security, when it comes to your stability. It's about you saying to yourself, right, okay, when everything starts to move again, when everything goes back to some sort of relative normalcy, I'm going back to school. I'm going back to get some form of a qualification. I'm going to get some kind of authority, qualification, some sort of title, name, whatever it is that, you know, deed. I'm going to get that thing that is going to solidify what I need to create that security. So, you know, if you want to get a mortgage, you have to have a job that's going to back it up. If you want to get a certain type of job, you have to have the qualifications or the experience to back it up. This month, you're going after that. This is about you saying, right, what is it going to take for me to get to there? And this is you going after it. This first week of the month, straight away in April, you're going to be like, fuck it, I'm going after it. Your second week of the month, you have the Hermit card right underneath the Two of Cups. Now this is interesting because your Hermit card tends to do things on its own. It is about that withdrawal, right? But it's here with the Two of Cups in your money and material sector. This is, for me, the message is very clear. And this is basically saying whatever your collaborations and connections are that come through, stick with them and only them. Cancerians are quite social beings. They need connection to other people. But your Hermit card is basically saying once you have the connections that you feel like are the right ones that are going to work towards these same goals, these same wants and needs, stick with those. Don't sort of look anywhere else outside of it. Like once you've got the connections that you need, don't look to add any more to it. Too many cooks spoil the broth, as the saying goes. Your third week of the month, you have the Hanged Man, right? This card is always about surrender. It's always about being able to step back. It's about being able to say, right, okay, what do I need to do to prepare myself for the next part of the journey? It's the reassessment. It's the reevaluation. And this comes right underneath your Justice card, right? This is going to be a month where you're really deliberating, right? This is going to give you a lot of time to think about what the next steps are, what they look like, whatever commitment is coming up for you to sign to, you know, align with. Just really think about it. And that's not to say, I don't actually see any hiccups here at all. Just really think about it in terms of the long term and what the implications or possible ramifications are so that you are prepared to release them. Because sometimes that's what it's about, right? Sometimes you just have to know something in order to say, okay, well, I've at least thought about it, but I'm still going ahead. Interesting as well, your Hermit card is Virgo, your Hanged Man is Pisces. These are direct opposites in the zodiac, and this kind of represents it because they're earth and water, right, which is where you get growth. It's going to be an interesting month for you guys. Lots of powerful energies. So for your fourth, no, I've done that twice now. Sorry. For your fourth week of the month, you've got the Judgment card. with the Three of Wands. For some of you, this is about moving back to a place that you used to live in. Maybe you're saying, you know what, I've met this person and I want to take them back to the place that I grew up in. For some of you, this is returning to the place, the home, whatever it is that you used to live in. Which is great, right? Which is, for some of you, this is going to be wonderful. For some of you, it might be moving back with the parents while you prepare to buy the house. For some of you, it might be going back to the hometown. For some of you, it might be going back to a simpler or easier time. For those of you that are single, yeah, it looks like or should I say, actually, not for those of you that are single, just those of you in general that are in places that you... if you're displaced from home, or if you're in a place where you're looking back and thinking, you know what, I was actually happier there, I'm going to go back. This will be the month where you make that decision. It will be the month where you make the decision to go backward in some way, shape or form, which is a really interesting energy. And then finally, for your key to the month, ooh, all jumping out at me, it is... the Lovers card, right? So there is a choice for you to make, and for a lot of you, I feel like it's to do with this. It's not just about the collaborations, it's not just about the connections that are being forged, which for some of you look really nice. This is either the fusing of a family, of two families, maybe you guys saying, you know what, we're going to go for it. Yes, we're getting engaged, or, you know, we're engaged, so we're going to get married, or, you know what, we're together, we've been together for ages, let's have a child. Your key to the month is basically saying that this month you are making that choice, you are making the decision. For a lot of you, I feel like this is about your home, I feel like it's about where you live, and a lot of you are going to be saying this month, right, you know what, and if you're in the place that you feel like you're supposed to be and you're settled, that's fine. It just means that you're going to be changing what that means to you. Maybe you're doing something to beautify the home, or maybe you're extending it, or maybe you're making it more plush or enjoyable for yourself, or maybe you're allowing somebody to move in with you. You know, it just depends for everybody, obviously, on your personal situation. But it's going to be an interesting month for sure. It does look like there's a big decision being made about the home and environment that you find yourselves in. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic month. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. Take care, and I'll see you soon.